He's going to hunt you down. He's going to find out what's going on. And that's good. That's good for everybody. That's how you should be looking at this. Like, wow, we have a brilliant mind that is examining these really corrupt and goofy systems and bringing in a bunch of psychopath wizards.
Joe Rogan is pulling no punches. And this time, he's taking aim at none other than Whoopi Goldberg. The drama ignited after Whoopi made bold accusations against Elon Musk, claiming that he was using his vast wealth and rising influence to manipulate government policies. But here's the bombshell. She didn't provide a single piece of evidence to back up her claims. She spoke with the confidence of someone who had inside information. But when the public started digging, there was nothing. No proof, no documents, no trail to follow. Just days after her comments set the internet on fire, Elon Musk came out swinging in the most explosive way possible, slapping Whoopi with a staggering $900 million defamation lawsuit. Yep, you heard that right, $900 million. Musk's legal team didn't hold back, accusing Whoopi's statements of causing an immediate and significant hit to Tesla's stock. According to the lawsuit, her words didn't just stir up anger, they threatened to cause massive financial damage. Investors were on edge, and upcoming business deals started looking uncertain, all because of one segment on The View. And Musk wasn't playing games. His legal team demanded a full retraction from Whoopi, along with a public apology to be broadcasted for the whole world to see. They argued that financial damages were crucial to undoing the storm of backlash she had set in motion. When Whoopi was eventually dragged into court, things escalated quickly.
You know, when you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but I did.
Reports say that from the moment the hearing began, Whoopi couldn't keep it together. She broke down in tears, completely overwhelmed by the severity of the situation. No one, especially not her, had anticipated it would go this far. She even admitted in court. But the drama didn't end there. During her testimony, Whoopi offered a public apology for any harm her comments might have caused, stating that she respected Elon Musk's...
Everyone had something to say, but no one said, oh, well, how you doing?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah.
Because it involves so many other things, and I think that it is a matter of how we treat ourselves.
But again, people think things are funny because they don't think about the person they're making fun of. You and I are both guilty of doing that.
Of course. Success as a businessman. However, she stood firm on her concerns about the influence of corporations in politics. Musk's legal team wasn't having any of it. They argued that Whoopi didn't present her remarks as merely personal opinions. She made them sound like hard facts, and in their eyes, that crossed the line. They claimed it wasn't just free speech anymore. It was outright defamation. Everyone had something to say, but then Joe Rogan stepped into the fire, and he brought the heat. On his podcast, Rogan didn't hold back for a second. He ripped.
You're not really making the world a better place.
Right.
You're just allowing these financial institutions to enact control over corporations. And it's a really shifty, weird way they're doing it by making it seem like they're trying to make the world a better, more equal place.
Into Whoopi's emotional courtroom breakdown, calling it too little, too late. He argued that celebrities like Whoopi, with such massive platforms, can't just throw around wild accusations and then start crying when the backlash comes crashing down. He took aim at The View, slamming them for allowing such serious claims, to be aired without anyone challenging her or asking for any proof. According to Rogan, this wasn't about free speech. It was about owning up to what you say. He emphasized that Whoopi's huge audience hangs on her every word. But the drama didn't end there. Whoopi attempted some damage control, claiming, that her comment about Elon Musk was never meant to be taken seriously, that it was just a joke. However, the timing and tone of her original statement told a completely different story. Joe Rogan was the first to call out her weak excuse. On his podcast, he tore into her, saying there was no setup, no punchline. Her remark came during a serious discussion about Musk's alleged influence over government, and there was nothing funny about it. Rogan slammed it as a desperate attempt to avoid the consequences of her reckless words. He then questioned, if it was all just a joke, why break down in court? Rogan pointed out that her emotional response in the courtroom was proof she knew she had crossed a line. Things heated up even more when The View co-hosts tried to defend her. Joy Behar claimed that Whoopi's words were simply misinterpreted, while Sunny Hostin suggested Musk's lawsuit was an intimidation tactic. But Rogan wasn't having any of it. He ripped into the entire panel, saying their excuses were just as phony as the original statement. Rogan's main argument wasn't that Whoopi misspoke, but that she made a bold accusation without any evidence. Then came the knockout punch. He called out the media for enabling Whoopi's behavior from the start. He pointed out how, when Whoopi made her accusations, news outlets ran with them without hesitation, failing to fact-check or verify anything. Instead of investigating the claims or offering balanced coverage, they simply sensationalized it, further pushing a narrative that suited their political agenda. According to Rogan, this is what's wrong with modern media. It doesn't care about truth, only about creating headlines. He didn't stop there, even mocking the media's defense of Whoopi, saying, we should trust them because they're double-checked by ABC News. Rogan claimed that had a conservative personality made similar claims about a liberal figure, the media would have immediately demanded evidence. But since Whoopi's comments aligned with the media's popular narrative about billionaires, she got a free pass. For Rogan, this wasn't just Musk versus Whoopi. It was about truth versus media, manipulation. In his eyes, Whoopi had crossed a line that should never be crossed. As the backlash against her grew, she scrambled to clean up the mess. But the more she tried, the worse it got. Her sudden claim that the whole thing was a joke didn't stick, and no one was buying it. Joe Rogan didn't back down, blasting Whoopi's attempt to rewrite history. He emphasized that if she truly believed her words were harmless, then why break down in tears in court? Her emotional response was evidence that she understood the gravity of the situation. Meanwhile, her co-hosts on The View tried to justify her actions, but Rogan was relentless, calling out their weak excuses and refusing to let them cover up the mistake. Then, in one of his most powerful moments, Rogan tore into Whoopi's original statement. He pointed out that her comment wasn't made with humor or a sense of irony. She spoke with a straight face, in a serious tone, in front of millions of viewers. Trying to pass it off as a joke after the legal storm hit was a blatant attempt to escape the consequences. Rogan wasn't afraid to say it. This kind of behavior was dangerous, and he reminded everyone that Whoopi has a history of making controversial comments, then trying to backtrack when things go south. Rogan argued that it's become a pattern for her: speak recklessly, stir up outrage, and then try to dodge the fallout with a half-hearted apology. Now, with Elon Musk taking legal action, it looks like her free pass might finally be over. The reader, stakes are higher than ever. Musk's legal team is working to prove that Whoopi's statements weren't just false. They were harmful. If they can show that her accusations had a real, damaging impact, things could get serious. Meanwhile, Joe Rogan has made it clear. He's not backing down. He believes public figures with platforms as large as Whoopi's have a responsibility to speak the truth. No more baseless claims, no more media spin. As the lawsuit progresses, it's clear this isn't just about Musk and Whoopi anymore. It's about truth, accountability, and the influence of the media. And Joe Rogan is sending a loud and clear message: if you speak recklessly on a public platform, you'd better be prepared to face the consequences. This lawsuit is more than just a celebrity feud. It's a turning point for media accountability. The era of sweeping false claims under the rug is over. The fight for truth is underway, and it's shaking the system to its core. The stakes couldn't be higher.